up everyone, I hope that you're all doing alright and I hope you've had a good week so far. I think it's Sunday, isn't it? What day is it? Yeah, I think it's Sunday. Happy Sunday if you're watching this on a Sunday, and if you're watching it on any other day at week, happy whatever day that is. I did say in a community post, in case you missed it, that videos were going to be a bit slow this week, potentially not going to be posting 2 a week over the Christmas period, just because it's like so busy and hectic and oh my god, there's just so much going on. I feel out of breath just thinking about it. Also, I did just run upstairs, so maybe that's actually why I'm out of breath. But yeah, not the best way to start a voiceover. But I weren't going to do a voiceover today, but I thought, do you know what, I will, because I have managed to, in fact, put a second video together. It just didn't go up on the day that I wanted it to, but it's up now, it's sorted. The build is on the gallery, and yeah, I wanted to do like a winter themed build. I wasn't sure what sort of build I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to build in Mount Komorebi, and I wanted to have a build that would have like snow on the roof and it just looked kind of cozy. And I was sort of thinking like what sort of like aesthetic houses or architectural styles, should I say, kind of suit like a snowy environment, because I didn't really want to build in the sort of typical Mount Komorebi style or a Japanese or Asian inspired style. I just wanted something a bit different. I will say I think this does lean a little bit more on a Japanese inspired style, but I decided to go with Scandinavian, so I think it's leaning a little bit like Japandi, which is kind of like a combination between Scandinavian styles and Japanese styles, like the more modern Japanese styles that you tend to see in more of like the city areas, at least from my very small amount of research, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I wanted to do a Scandinavian house. I think they look really cute in the winter. I saw a couple of pictures on Instagram like last year, I think, or it might have been earlier this year, of other people building like Scandinavian houses, like tiny houses and stuff that were set in like the winter time in game, and they just looked really pretty, so that's what I want to do. It's not really like Christmas themed. I did put a Christmas tree in the build, but it's a very like minimally decorated one, because I think that makes most sense with like the Scandinavian style. It is a bit more like minimal and not like too over the top. And you know, like look at some people's Christmas trees or Yule trees or whatever you prefer to call them, and they're very like heavily decorated and they've got loads going on, whereas usually Scandinavian it's a little bit more minimal. And obviously it depends on the person, the country, because Scandinavia is like a broad term for lots of different countries, places like Finland, Sweden, Norway, all that sort of thing. So obviously those are all very different countries, so they're obviously going to have different backgrounds and styles, and there's loads to it, but I'm talking in general terms. So yeah, these are just elements that I put together, and I really enjoyed this build. It didn't take me like that long. It just took me a long time to put the video together. On the day that I was recording it, I can't remember what I was doing. I feel like something happened that I didn't expect. I'm trying to remember like roughly what happened, but basically this time of year is just really chaotic and there's been loads of stuff happening that's unexpected. I've currently got a very unwell uncle. My nana's just been in hospital, so I went and visited her yesterday. And then on the way to visiting her, she just got out of hospital, but she's fine and everything. She's had like a flu and chest infection and some other stuff going on, but I think she's on the mend now. She just needs to rest and look after herself, sort of thing. But obviously went down with my mum, who is my nana's daughter. On the way to my nana's house, see a little dog running around my street, and I was just like, oh, what's all this then? And there was a van that was like slowing down, like a delivery van, and I said to my mum, I was like, stop, I'm gonna get out. And she was like, get out then, go get it. So as soon as I got out of the car, I was like, hi, and the dog ran over. We were really friendly but really scared, so we ended up trying to find the dog's owner, which we did end up doing in the end, but it was a big like hunt round for this person who luckily the dog had the address and a phone number on the collar, so we went to the address and then phoned the number, and it was clear that nobody were in, and then neighbours were coming out and they were like, is everything okay? And we were just like, no. We found a dog but no owner, there's no lead on the dog, so it looks a bit, you know, worrying. And with it being like icy and cold out, we learned that the owner was an elderly woman, so obviously you're a bit like, oh god, I hope she hasn't fallen over. So it was just like, oh my god, we're going to have to go and like look for her. Didn't know what she looked like, just know that she was a bit older than the woman that told us. She was older than her, who looked to be about 60 odd. But then I don't know, she could have been 50 or she could have been 70. You know what I mean? She just looks young for her age. I don't know. But yeah, in the end, it all worked out alright. But I was meant to like post this video yesterday, but it just didn't get sorted. I didn't manage to do the voiceover because by the time I got home from being out with my mum, because initially we were just going to visit my nan, make her some food, get her some stuff from shop, just make sure that she were okay. And then my mum wanted to go to a shop, so we went to a shop, and then we just went to a bunch of like shops, Christmas shopping. We went to a cafe. I was tormenting my mum, kept playing jokes on her and stuff, which I don't normally do, but I was in a very like mischievous mood. It were a laugh, it were a nice like little day out, but it obviously puts everything on hold because I'm going out doing Christmas shopping and whatever else. I wasn't supposed to be Christmas shopping, by the way. I'm supposed to be done, but I saw a piece of furniture and I was like, oh, my partner could do with your desk, I'm just gonna get that. And it were like fairly cheap, or like more affordable than usual, because it was like a discount shop. So it was just like, I don't know, it's a very waffly long story, but basically this time of year is just really busy for me. And then obviously I've got 2 children, so there's that to incorporate as well, and they took up a lot of time at Christmas time. Obviously excited, wanting to do things, and yeah, so hopefully this video does go up today. There's no stopping me today. I've got a free day, I've got nothing planned really. I'm going to be doing some Christmas wrapping. I mean, I'm not a Christian, so when I say I celebrate Christmas, it's more like the tradition, cultural side, I guess. Like we do gift giving, but I don't go to church or like acknowledge Jesus in any way, shape or form. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there, because I think a lot of like people do celebrate it for that, but it's not super common in our country, you know what I mean? To like, I don't know anybody that goes to church on Christmas or even talks about it, you know what I mean? But yeah, for me it's just like a traditional family thing. It's not to do with Christianity or God or Mary, baby Jesus, all rest of them. But yeah, just thought I'd mention that one. But yeah, I think we're all sorted now. It's a very like chaotic period, like I said, and oh my god, I just feel like it's never ending, like the stuff that you have to sort. And this year I was like, I want a straightforward, easy. It's my first time doing Christmas dinner. We're having chicken instead of turkey. If you're not from the UK, it's common in the UK to have turkey for your Christmas dinner. I know in like America I think they have ham, which I would not be eating ham for no Christmas, nothing. I'd be like, no, get that away from me, not for me. But yeah, I guess everywhere's different, aren't they? And yeah, we're having chicken though, because it's easiest for me to cook, and I don't really like turkey. It's a bit dry in it. I feel like it's like turkey's it's like chicken's like less cool cousin or something, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, boring. But yeah, anyway, I'm doing a chicken, doing some roast potatoes. It's gonna be good. It's my first time. Well, I'm hoping it's gonna be good. It's probably gonna be really stressful, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, I wanted to do a wintry themed build. It's not super Christmas themed. Like I said, I did put a Christmas tree in the build, but that's more so for like, I don't know, I just wanted to, and I thought, you know, it kind of suited in this little area of the living room. I put it into like the back part of it. If you do download this build and you don't want like the Christmas tree, I'd suggest maybe putting like a chess table there or something, or one of them card game things, or that Don't Wake the Llama game, which I think is from Get Together. But the base game card game would fit fine as well. Or if you just wanted a little table and chairs, like you could just fit it there. I did put some little decorative shelves so it doesn't look too empty. Also, I did use a bit of gallery art in this build by the same person that I always use. I'll put their name on screen. I never really know how to pronounce it because it's like a lot of consonants together, but I just call them like Michi because that's what they're called on the gallery, like their name. But yeah, I'll put their name in the description as well as on screen. I always use their gallery art, really cute. There's a lot of variety, and yeah, I just want something a bit different. The packs that I used for this build, I used Dream Home Decorator, Eco Lifestyle, Snowy Escape, Spa Day, and I think that's it for the packs that I use. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'll put the full details in the description like I always do. But yeah, I initially started off just using Snowy Escape and what's the other one? Eco Lifestyle, but then I wanted to use the Dream Home Decorator stuff. I love using that pack for modern builds. I just think it suits really well, and it really suits the Scandinavian sort of style, especially those like cool tone wood swatches, and even like the other tones of wood, they just look really nice, and the modular furniture is really nice to play with. I was thinking of doing like a tier list sort of video. I wanted to record it like either today or tomorrow, or potentially Tuesday, but I just don't know how much time I'm going to have to do that. I'll try, and then maybe that'll be the last video that I do of 2022, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. As usual, we're actually going away to see family as well over Christmas, like see my partner's family, because they're from like further up north, so that's another thing that gets in the way of videos. Not to like slag them off out and be like, you're getting in the way of me making videos, but I'm just, you know, saying it how it is. And just so that you know, that you're aware that if I'm away, then that's why. Probably always best to keep an eye on the community tab as well. I know not everybody sees that, but community tab, I'm trying to get back into updating things on Instagram, because I get more views on like my story there than I do like say Twitter and YouTube community tab. So I'm trying to get back into that, but always check like my latest video. If you think I've been away and you're like, well, where are you, maybe I'll talk about it then. But yeah, Instagram story, I'll probably put it on there. The only thing is, it don't last long, obviously it's only 24 hours, so yeah. Either way, if you're not following me on Instagram and you want to keep up with any updates, then follow me there, and you might see some, I might forget, who knows. But yeah, I'm sure most people understand. I hate to feel like there's at least one person thinking like, well, where have they gone? Because one time somebody DM'd me on Instagram, and I basically put on my Instagram story like, oh, I'm back after a week off, and they were like, oh god, sorry, I was worried because I didn't see anywhere that you'd posted you were taking a break, and I thought something bad had happened. And I was like, why did you think something bad had happened? Like, I felt really awful that they thought like I'd just left and not said anything, or something had happened in my life, you know what I mean? And I felt proper bad. So whenever I don't like tell people if I'm having a break or if I'm busy or a video is going to be late, I just imagine that one person like worrying, which is obviously silly because chances are they're not actually worried, it's just that one time thing, and I can't like obsess over the fact that somebody might be worrying about me. Like, that's just the way it is. I have to like sort of let go of that, but you know what I mean, like I don't want someone worrying or freaking out or thinking something bad's happened. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. If I ever die, I'll tell my partner to post it on my... Well, I've made an agreement with my partner. If I ever die, can you please post on my community tab that I've died, please? No, you shouldn't joke about that, sorry. But yeah, anyway, we'll talk about the build now instead of waffling on about nothing. So for the kitchen, obviously we're pretty much done now. I quite liked how this turned out. It's quite a big room, but I didn't want to like overstuff it with loads of decorations. So the kitchen counters are quite minimalistic. I've not like put loads of decorative stuff down like I normally would. I've not tried to fill every possible space with decorations and like plants and everything. I put a few plants in, a few decorations up on the wall, but I feel like I've not overdone it. Oh my god, just as I was talking then, I could see my breath in the air. It's absolutely freezing. But yeah, then for this part of the house, like sort of at the side of the kitchen, I was going to have it be an office, but I thought actually I kind of always do that in build. We always have an office, and I thought for a change we'll have a bit of like a... I mean, it's kind of an office. It's like a relaxation room. And because I was using spa day, I thought I'll put down a yoga mat. And yeah, I quite liked how this room turned out as well. I ended up changing the wallpaper to the base game one, that banana leaf wallpaper. And yeah, it's quite minimalistic. There's not much going on in here. Your Sims can come in and read if you want and look at the fish. I did fill the fish tank, but I'm not sure if it actually fills when you download it from the gallery. I've playtested it before where I've downloaded a build that's got a fish tank in that I like populated with fish, and it didn't have fish in it. So I don't know how that works in terms of the game, but obviously you can fill it with fish yourself if you download it, or you can leave it, it's up to you. But yeah, I didn't really know what to do with this room, but I just thought I'd keep it quite basic. Because it faces the front, I didn't want to like have like a proper wild looking room, then you can see it through the front window, because there's some big windows at the front. Also, I did this thing as well, I've not really talked about it. Some of the windows upstairs, I put some, you know, that simple, is it called super simple shelf? I put them across it to make it look like it's got more like, I don't know how to explain it, to make the windows look different. I want those sort of windows in Gamer, but we don't have any, so I just created them myself with the, the shelves, just downsized them with bracket keys, the square bracket key. Yeah, and then I changed the windows at the front as well to the smaller ones. And then I thought I'd just show you like the before and after of the floor plan, and then just put the bathrooms in off camera just because it's quite repetitive and boring. And I also decorated the hallway as well. Again, I wanted to keep it quite minimalistic and not overdo it because it is modern and Scandinavian. I didn't want loads of little decoration stuff, you know, like a cottage. Maybe I'd overdo it and put little decorative things on every wall, plants everywhere, little side tables, all that stuff. But with modern, I'd try and keep it a bit tidier looking, which is always better for gameplay as well because I don't have to playtest it as much and you don't have to worry about routing issues or out. And then this bedroom, I thought that this would be the main parents' bedroom. No, the main bedroom for the parents because it's got the fireplace. But there's no reason why this couldn't be a teen's room. And I think eventually I kind of thought, yeah, this suits being a teenager's room, like even more so than it being the parents' room. And then the parents' room is the bedroom that I did last. It's a 3-bedroom house, but it's got space for 4 Sims, I think. Or I guess 5, because there's 2 double beds, so that's 4. No, it's got space for 5 Sims. Yeah, it's intended for 5 Sims because there's the parents' room, so that's 2. There's a child's room that's got 2 beds in, that's 4. And then this room for a teen, that's 5. But obviously you could fit 6 Sims because there's 6 sleeping spaces. But obviously it's entirely up to you. But that's my idea behind it, is that it's 2 parents, teenager, and then 2 kids, 2 child Sims. And yeah, this room's quite small, so hopefully that fire is functional and it doesn't set a fire up like that. If it does, I'm sorry, but that's not my problem, that's yours. Sorry about that. No, I'm just kidding. It shouldn't do, but you never know with Sims. Sometimes fires just start and you can't really do it about it, and you couldn't have really prepared for it. Just save your game before you light the fire. And then this is a twins bedroom, or what I imagine would be a twin bedroom. And I wanted to try and like have the room match but different at the same time. So I don't always like super matchy with twin bedrooms. I do sometimes, but I like to have, like, I like the idea of having 2 completely different personalities, or at least differences between the twins, because in my mind, you know, as is reality, they're not the same person. They might have similar interests because they're children, they're close in age. Well, they're the same age because they're twins, but they're not like the same person, you know what I mean? You might have one twin that's more tidy and then the other twin's a bit more, I don't know, creative, and they've got artwork all over, or the other Sim's more into science. So I had a more creative Sim being on like the pink side. They've got an art table on their side of the room, and then the blue side of the bedroom, it's more sort of mental stuff like science and that sort of thing. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. It's quite cute. Sometimes with kids' bedrooms, I think they look a little bit too cluttered and overdone, like when I do them, because that's kind of how I imagine a child's bedroom to be. A bit messy, stuff all over, nothing really matches. It's not like picture perfect, but I do quite like how this one turned out. It looks tidy, it looks put together. They also ended up with a TV, I think. I'm pretty sure I gave them a TV, or maybe not, I can't remember now. No, I don't think I did. I'm trying to remember, maybe I did. You'll have to see when the room comes together. I don't think I did though. I think it was a mirror that I gave them. And then yeah, I think after this it'll be the bedroom. I think I built this house over like 3 days because I did the shell and then I left it, and then I did most of the interior and then I left it, and then I did the last bedroom and the back garden. But yeah, it didn't take that long though, even though I did it over like 3 days. I think it's just, I don't know, I think I was just working on the slow side, and like I said, Christmas period, it's chaotic. But I'm one of them, me. I like Christmas because my love language is definitely gift giving. I like buying people things. I like watching the faces they open a present, especially if it's something that they didn't expect to get. Like, I've bought somebody, I don't really want to say because, although they probably won't watch this, I bought somebody that I know a cushion, but it's a very sort of, if you were to buy it anybody else, they'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, why have you bought me this? It's a bit of a meme, like, present, but I think the person that I bought it for is really going to love it, and they're going to be like, oh my god, I didn't even know this existed, as if you've got me that. It's a bit silly, it's a bit on the silly side, but because it's for like a certain relationship or friendship or the way that I know this person, it's fine and it suits our like relationship, I guess. But yeah, I don't want to like say it because I know that they subscribe to my channel, but they don't watch my videos, so it just, we'll talk about it after, but it is funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But the other thing about Christmas is because it's so like chaotic and hectic, and you're more sociable around Christmas time than any other time, that's so draining for me. You tend to be visiting people more often, going out more often. School, oh my god, if you've got kids and they go to like public school, Christmas time at school is they do everything. They do like carol singing, and then they've got like a Christmas jumper day, and then they're doing a day where they're watching a film, then they're doing a pajama day, then they're doing like a harvest day where you're taking like tin food and stuff, which is all fine, but it's all in the space of like 2 weeks. And when you have more than one child, it's like they do different things on each day. So it's like Monday could be one kid, and then Tuesday's other kid, and then Wednesday there's something for your other kid, and it's like, oh my god, it is so chaotic. And then the last day of school they'll be like, oh, I didn't get my friends' Christmas cards, and it's like, well, it's last day of school, I am not aware of this, I never got my friends' Christmas cards because it were too much, and I never really thought about it until they gave me one. I'm not a Christmas card type person, I don't see the point in them. It's a piece of cardboard that you throw away after like Christmas is over. I get it, I get like the thought, but I'd rather just text somebody like a funny gif and be like, hope you have a good Christmas, than just write on a piece of glittery cardboard that gets thrown away. Like I just don't see the point. The only people that I buy Christmas cards for are my nanas, because I think they really do appreciate it. Like there were one year I didn't get one of my nanas a Christmas card because it was like the first year that I moved out, and didn't hear the end of it for about 4 years. No, I'm just kidding, it weren't like that, but it was like, has Jordan forgot Christmas cards or what? And then my dad told me, and I was like, oh god, I'll have to send one. But I genuinely I'd forgot, because it's something that my parents normally sorted out, and then my first year living alone, it was like, oh yeah, you've got to sort that. But yeah, it's a very chaotic time, so I like it, but then I can't wait for it to be over at the same time, because I'm just like, just get that Christmas tree out of my sight, make my house go back to normal. No more Christmas music in every shop. Like I can't wait for things to be back to normal, because it is like a big change in my routine and everything. But yeah, we'll get there. It's nearly over now. If you kind of find Christmas overwhelming, I can relate to that, and I can also relate if you enjoy it as well, and if you like buying presents for people and all that sort of thing. I love it, me. If I could afford to, I'd buy everybody like something amazing, but some people are just gonna have to get candles, unfortunately. But yeah, is what it is, isn't it? I'm not made of money. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the voiceover now. Although I do want to talk about the landscaping. So I changed to live mode for the landscaping because I wanted to see what the build looked like in winter, because some of the plants are a bit like dead looking in winter. And I've looked at what it looks like in regular like weather with no snow on the ground, and it looks fine as well. I always do that if I build in winter. I like the build to look good in all seasons. So I put down like different trees and stuff that stay green the whole time, evergreen trees, and then I wanted to create a little path and everything, just like sort of leading up to the house. And then for the back garden, I used the snowy escape fence, which I think looks really cute. I didn't want to overdo it with the garden. I kind of kept coming away from the computer as I was building the back garden, as I was decorating it, so it's very like back and forth. It was very annoying to edit the footage of it because the camera was just all over the place. There were big periods of time where for like 10 minutes straight I weren't doing anything, and I was like, what were I doing at this moment? And I think I must have been on my phone or like going away from the computer and doing something. So it's a bit chaotic, but you'll see in the screenshots like the finished, you know, garden and everything. It's very basic. I did a little bit of a pond, put that what's it called, it's a decoration for water where it's like lily pads but they've got koi fish, put those in. Don't know if they like cold water and winter time. They probably do then if it came with Snowy Escape. Either way, it's The Sims. Animals don't react to cold unless it's like cats and dogs. But yeah, thought I'd put in some koi fish. They look really cute actually. You can see them like swimming around and that. Just a little sitting area. Didn't put a barbecue in just because the ones that I've got access to, the base game ones, just looked a bit ugly and I didn't like the look of them. And then just put some bins down, place for your Sims to plant stuff, and one of the bikes from, what's it called, Snowy Escape? No, Eco Lifestyle, the ones that you can fabricate. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to wrap up the voiceover now. If you do want to download this build, my ID on the gallery is HutchPlays. And don't forget that I'm doing build requests now, so if you have any build requests that you want to submit, check the description. There's a link there to a Google form where you can fill it in, and if you want me to build you something, then I will. I've got a bunch of them now since talking about it in different videos, so I might put a pause on it for a while, but I'll leave it open for the rest of the year, and then I'll probably do more going into next year just because I've got a bunch. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Sorry the voiceover was all over the place, but that's just me at this point. I don't want to try and pretend to be any different. But yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.